Hey class, this is Mr. V. This video is going to be about solving compound inequalities. Okay, so we talked about solving inequalities. All solving compound inequalities are is just me taking two inequalities, putting them together. Okay, so compound inequalities are usually joined by either the word and or the word or. Okay, so we really need to understand how this thing looks like. So I'll give you an example. Let's do the word and first. Okay, now for the word and, the way that I graph this is a little bit different than the word or. Okay, so I'll give you this. We're going to have 4 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 7. Okay, so what this is saying is my x are all the numbers that are in between 4 and 7, and also including 7. So what are some numbers that are in between them? Well, we have 5, we have 6, and there's a lot of numbers in between them. Okay, so I'm going to draw a number line. We're going to put 4 over here and 7. Okay, well for this, at 4, am I including it? No, because it's just less than. So I'll put an open circle. For 7, we have this less than or equal to. That tells me we are including it. And just know, when the structure of the problem looks like this, it's always going to be shaded in between. So numbers that are in here are 4, 5, 6, and 7. So for and, it's always shaded in between. Never, it's always going to look like that. Alright, and for the word or. For the word or, I'll give you this example. Let's have -3 is greater than or equal to m, or m is greater than 8. Okay. For or compound inequalities, it'll always tell you. There will always be the word or in it. So if it's ever the word or in it, you know, oh my gosh, it's an or inequality. Okay, so let's draw a number line for this. So all this is I'm taking one inequality, another, and we're just basically calling it, one problem. So let's put, of the two numbers, the smaller one, which is -3, I'll put that on the far left-hand side. You always want to put that smaller number on the very left. And 8, we'll put that on the far right-hand side. Okay, we have to determine which type of circle, so this is greater than or equal to. The equal to tells me it's closed. And over here, it's just greater than, so I'm just going to put open. And for or inequalities, you always shade apart. Always apart. So I'm going to shade to the far right and to the far left. Okay, and that's it. So repeat it, and always in between, or always apart. Never changes. Okay, so I'll give you an example for one of each. Alright, so I'm going to start off with an and inequality, and just solving it, it's really just solving a regular equation, regular inequality. It just incorporates multiple steps. Okay, so we're going to have -17 less than or equal to 1 minus 3r, which is less than -8. Okay, now the purpose of what we need to do is we need to get our variable by itself, and it needs to be by itself in the middle of the two inequality symbols. Okay, so we have this -3, we also have this 1. What you want to do is you always want to get rid of the other number. So let's leave this -3 alone. Let's get rid of a positive 1. Positive 1 you can think of as adding 1, so we're going to do the opposite, subtract 1. And you do it to the middle, you do it to the left, and you also do it to the right. So you're doing it to 3 sides, the left, right, and the very middle. Okay, so over here it goes away. On the left hand side, we're going to have -18. Same signs, you add them. We're going to keep our inequality sign, which is less than or equal to. What we have left over in the middle is -3r, less than, and over here we're going to get -9. Okay, not quite done. We still have this -3. We're multiplying that to r, so we have to do the opposite. We're going to divide by -3. Okay, so in the middle, that causes it to go away because we just did the inverse of multiplying, which is dividing. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so we're going to have a +6 over here. And we divided by negative, so that means our inequality sign switches. So less than or equal to becomes greater than or equal to. This switches as well, less than becomes greater than. And over here we're going to get a +3. Alright, so that's our inequality sign. Or that's our inequality solution. Now we have to graph this. So I'm going to draw a number line over here. Okay, and whenever you graph, of the two numbers, put the smaller one on the left, bigger one on the right. That's just simple enough. So smaller of the two is 3, and bigger is 6. Okay, well at 3, I look at that inequality sign to tell me what type of circle. It's only greater than, so I'm going to put an open circle. And this is greater than or equal to. That equal to tells me it's close. Okay. Well, regardless of what we just did, this is an AND inequality. For all AND inequalities, you shade in the middle. Okay, that's it. Alright, so an OR inequality. So one more example. Let's have b minus 1 is greater than 7, or, okay, so that word tells me it's an OR inequality. 3b minus 2 is less than or equal to negative 8. Okay, so for this, you're just solving two regular inequalities, but you're doing it at the same time. Okay, and we're calling it some compound inequality problem. Okay, over here I need to get b by itself, so I need to get rid of subtracting 1, so I'm going to add 1 to both sides. Okay, so that goes away. We're going to have b is greater than, well, 7 plus 1 is 8. Okay, so that's my first part. Or it could be this other thing. So, over here, I'm going to get rid of subtracting 2, so I'm going to add 2 to both sides. This goes away. We're going to have 6b is less than or equal to, well, negative 8 plus 2 is a negative 6. And over here, we still have to get rid of this 6 in front of the v, our coefficients. We divide by 6. We're going to have v less than or equal to negative 1. Now notice how I didn't flip the inequality sign because I didn't divide by a negative. So these 6's are positive. Even though this negative 6 was a negative, still don't switch. You have to divide by a negative. Okay, now we graph. Okay, of the two, which one is smaller? Well, 8 and negative 1. I'll put negative 1 left. The bigger number goes on the right, so 8. We're going to have greater than, or sorry, less than or equal to. And over here, it's going to be just greater than. So open circle. Well, this is a OR inequality, so you know you shade to the opposite direction. Shade to the left and shade to the right. Okay, and that's it. This completes solving compound inequalities. Hope you got a lot out of this. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me. All right, good luck. Bye.